Welcome to Divorce Diaries Show podcast. My name is Michelle Trina, and I am the host, the creator of Divorce Diaries, coming to you live from my bedroom. I had posted at 9 a.m. and then it didn't work. The sound wasn't on. I have a very badly pulled neck muscle thing going on here. I really don't know what's going on, and it's freaking me out because I've had it for a couple of weeks now. So I'm trying to maintain, and the thing is, like, it hurts when like I'm just sitting down or standing. When I move around, not so much. Like that feels okay. So I went for a run and then I stretched and having another cup of coffee. I don't know. Laying on my back helps. I am here to talk about dating, dinner, or denial. Okay, or delusion, really, which lies in my head a lot. Today, this morning, whenever you're listening to this, I had a business meeting the other day that with a friend I've had for a long time, for a couple years now. He's in the divorce. He is something in the divorce industry. He's also divorced. He and I have been talking the last couple of years as colleagues, as friends. And you know, he asked me to possibly be a content creator for his company. And I wrote a proposal. He's like, let's get dinner, let's get drinks, let's get coffee. And I was like, okay. We have done that once before, but it was like coffee, I think. It was like a bagel or something. And I really like him. I think he's a great guy. He was in a relationship though. And I like him as a business colleague. I'm not saying I'm like, oh, I want to date you. Well, I don't know, maybe. I never thought about it like that because he had been in a relationship. Well, the relationship's over from what he told me. And that's why I was like, is that why he wants to go to dinner with me? Yep, I know. Hold on. You're going to say, Michelle, you're in denial again. But I was curious. I was kind of like, because if you go on a date, the person makes a reservation. The person finds a nice romantic place to go on the date, right? Or romantic-ish, right? He's like, I'll pick, and they pick you up. That's a big thing for me. If you go on a date and you live close proximity, usually they pick you up. He was like pushing to pick me up, not pushing, but he was like, I'll pick you up. It's easier. I'm like, no, I will meet you there. And it was a really nice dinner. He looked at my proposal. He liked it. Nothing was signed, sealed, or delivered. We did talk about personal stuff too. Nothing inappropriate. However, it could just be a friend dinner, business dinner. That's it, but I did feel like a vibe. I felt like, is he feeling out the situation? But at the end of the day, he is going to counseling with his partner, who is not his wife, but a partner. It's a girlfriend, but I don't know. It's more than a girlfriend, but they broke up. I don't know. It's confusing. And I know that he had expressed he wouldn't want her to know that she was out with me. And I was like, what the hell? So not because of anything I did, just because like of issues that they've had. I don't know. I was a little lost. Not lost. I blatantly said to myself, this isn't good because I want a business deal. And I don't want to be rude and act like, oh, you're trying to date me. Because if he's not, then he's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Who the hell do you think you are? Hopefully he doesn't listen to this. I don't think he listens to my podcast. And there in turn turns the next problem I have is like, how do I actually find somebody, or when will I find somebody that is okay with me putting out everything on the table? Because not everybody wants that. And I get that. And it's also one-sided. Like I'm giving my perspective, So my question is, do you think what I went on was a date, delusional in my own brain date? So let me ask you, let me rephrase that. Do you think what I went on the other night was a date, a dinner meeting, a business meeting, or just a friend dinner? It sounds like it was just a friend dinner with a little bit of business, because that's how I took it. But do you also think, like, if you don't think it was a date, because I don't think it was a date, he would have said it. Do you think he was feeling out the situation? I think making a reservation is feeling out the situation. But again, he's loaded. I don't got no money. So maybe, I don't know why I had to say it like that, but he's got money. Maybe that's how rich businessmen do shit. No, probably not. I don't know. I guess I wish in my head it was a date and not, no, I'm glad it was a business meeting. I need to make money in my field, but if he liked me that way, I kind of wish he would have just asked me out, as opposed to creating this weird line of confusion for me. But then again, I take things in different directions and spiral them. And he knows how I am. Like, he knows me very well about my relationships and struggles that I possess. So I don't know. Like, if you're trying, if men are listening out there, do you ever put out something on the table to protect yourself? Like, hey, I know this girl. I just broke up with somebody. She's really sweet and hot and kind of kooky, and I'd love to go to dinner with her and just feel it out. Is that what you do? Because it feels like that's what he was doing. Because I don't know if he's actually going to bring me on as a digital creator. I really don't. I mean, I feel like we could have done what we did about the business side over Zoom. But I guess because we're friends, he felt like we hadn't seen each other. Let's do both. So, and that makes sense. So definitely, as I'm saying this, it wasn't a date. But maybe in my brain, I wish it was, because then I'm moving on from the last guy. Which I don't know if I necessarily want to move on from, which I have to move on from anyway, because, you know, he's not here. So I don't know. I think that if he wanted to date me, he would just say it, unless he just doesn't feel like I want to date him. I mean, that could be it too, because I definitely was not touchy-feely or flirty. I was very much professional. Not that I'm always touchy-feely, but, you know, I kept it profesh. With that said, if you do think that I'm in denial, feel free to share. I'm sure my YouTube trolls will put out there how fucking in denial my big forehead is of the fact that that wasn't a date. And if you're a stand-up comedian and you listen and watch this, what do you do about putting people in your act, who you date or who you're married to or who you're with? Like, I want to be with somebody that doesn't care, because, like, this is who I am. But a lot of people do, like, don't want that. Like, not everybody wants all their baggage out there. And then if you do put their baggage out there, they don't really like your perspective. I'm sure the school moms don't like half the shit I say. Well, like, even I catch some of them when I'm on play dates. It's like, well, you know, I just do the PTO because. I'm like, you don't have to explain yourself to me. I am in the PTO too. I'm just busting on it. Like, we don't need to take it that serious. I mean, that's why I love doing comedy. I don't have to take myself too seriously. I don't know. I definitely think it wasn't a date. I think he was feeling it out. It wasn't a business dinner, because the business dinner should have been, if it was strictly about business, it could have been during lunch, which we did dinner because he said he was busy in the afternoon. So I was like, all right. So I don't know. I'm curious, if I was touchy-feely, how he would have reacted. You know, maybe that's a science experiment for some time. I think I also know that I know him well enough that he's probably like, you are on another level if you read into that. So I probably should just take it as a nice dinner between two friends who also were talking business. But I like to create stories in my head according to the producer, aka Gollum, the guy that I do in my show, who pretended to like me, and after we had a 4-day romance in LA, threw me to the curb like a piece of like a, I don't know, a piece of what? A fucking old pumpkin. That's how I felt. Speaking of pumpkins, my squirrel in my backyard just ate my pumpkin. That is what is going on. I still have my pumpkin out. He fucking went to town on it. Thanks, buddy. You should have eaten the whole thing so I didn't have to clean it up. Typical fucking man. I know it's the man squirrel that did that because he didn't clean up his fucking mess. He ate all the good parts and left the fucking guts for me to clean up. All right, on that note, date, business dinner, or denial? You tell me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Come see me in an upcoming show, divorcediaryshow.com. I'm adding new dates for 2023 in the next couple of weeks. I have a Valentine's Day event in Philadelphia. I am headlining. This Jewish Singles Radio is having me at their event. So you can go get a ticket. I'm going to have that up on my website soon. And also I'll be in Utica in March, doing just stand up, and we're working on some upcoming Divorce Diary show back in Ohio, Mother's Day weekend, and Florida. We're figuring out the day in Florida soon. So stay tuned for more. Happily divorced after. Keep living your beautiful life. Stay tuned for more Divorce Diaries.